February the 20th, 1971. It was a normal Saturday morning. Children home from school, parents likely off of work, perhaps driving in a car, listening to the radio. It was a completely normal weekend, that is, until it wasn't. A national emergency was now declared.
This station has interrupted its regular program at the request of the United States government to participate in the emergency broadcast system. During this period, many radio stations will remain on the air, broadcasting news and official information for areas assigned to them.
To activate the national level emergency broadcast system, you need two things, a tape and a code word. These code words changed every month when the system was active, and February 1971's was Hatefulness. This code word was a sort of authenticator. It would be sent alongside the message, and all stations across the country would have a copy of the code words per broadcasting rules. The system of all stations having some sort of emergency broadcast procedure still exists today. Yet at a NORAD base in Cheyenne, Wyoming, teletype operator W.S. Eberhardt had 3 tapes in front of him, a test tape, and 2 tapes indicating a real emergency, instructing the use of a national level activation of the emergency broadcast system, called an Emergency Action Notification, or EAN. One tape was announcing the emergency, and the second was an actual attack warning. At 9:33 a.m., stations got the message, stating that this was not a test, and that this was an actual activation of the National Emergency Broadcast System, with the code word Hatefulness, M to the message. It was real.
WOWO received this emergency announcement just moments ago. We have to verify, we did verify with a special message in code, and this is an emergency action directed by the Emergency Network and directed by the President. We do not know the cause of this emergency notification, but we ask you to stay tuned. This is Bob Sievers. I'm checking the wires. I'll be with you the moment we have further information. We will cease all commercial messages at this time also.
Bob Sievers, a station participant, was on air as the country had descended into a national emergency. Here's what he said.
Now, this information is just in. This information is just in from the AP wire, attention news directors and all bureaus, regarding the emergency broadcast message which was sent by the Air Force on this wire about 9:30 this morning, Eastern Standard Time, and I am quoting direct, being completely honest. It says AT&T advises the AP that the Air Force at Cheyenne Mountain in Colorado put the wrong message on tape. And so, if you think this hasn't been something here at the studio, the Air Force evidently then at Cheyenne Mountain in Colorado put the wrong message tape on the wire. This concludes operations under the Emergency Broadcast System.
In and out in 5 minutes, just like that. But yet, there was a hitch. The EBS needed a cancellation code word to seize the EAN. The aforementioned Cheyenne Mountain Complex tried finding this code word and incorrectly inputted it 6 times. Finally, around 40 minutes later, an official emergency action termination was sent out. No nuclear bombs were ever dropped, no Russians invading the continent, nothing. Merely a false alarm. What has now worked extraordinarily well is warning dissemination. What now is not is alert fatigue's influence. When people see test after test after test and warning after warning, they may elect to disregard it as a false alarm and not as an actual alert. Take the Hawaii false missile alert, for example. A short time after that, a tsunami warning was issued for many parts of the East Coast, and some took it as another false alarm. Which, in that case, it was. But in the heat of a moment, the best thing you can do is take it seriously. I know many watching this video have likely been in a tornado warning in their lifetime, and if you have not, then you will most likely be in one, or see one on the local TV in the future. If you're in the Polygon, or if your phone blares with a nuclear attack warning, heed it. Do the right thing.